Welcome to Stuff and Whiskey. I'm Erin.
I'm Josh. You're in the lounge here with us. We're drinking some whiskey. What a grand time it is. What a time to be alive, right?
Oh my gosh.
Am I right? Seriously, this is so much fun for us.
Yeah.
We really appreciate you guys tuning in. We have 4 glasses in front of us. Glass 1 and glass 2. And that's the way we'll refer to them. Mm-hmm. And we don't know what we're drinking. We do know that they came out of these sample jars, which were drawn at random from our blind sample pool, which are matchups of a bunch of different bourbons and ryes that are paired together for one reason or another. We'll find out the reason this whole video is even happening later on. But you know what we're drinking, because glass 1 corresponds with the first bottle in the title, and glass 2 corresponds with the second. So
we don't yet.
Yeah. And we do it this way so you get the most honest opinions possible, because tasting blind, double blind like we are, cuts out all the labels, the hype, and the bias, and you get to see our reactions to these whiskeys, which kind of serve as your review here and gives you, like I said, a really unbiased opinion. Yep. So let's get into glass 1 on the nose. By the way, if you like this style of content, think about subscribing to the channel. Every Thursday we do these blind head-to-heads, as well as every Monday we do a blind single sample. It's a ton of fun. What do you think about this?
So this smells like really good bourbon. It smells like your specific sweet, high concentration of flavor, probably proofy bourbon. It smells like a Josh pour.
Okay. It is fruit forward to me in a very kind of like bright candied way, which makes me think it could be a rye whiskey.
Oh, what kind of fruit?
There's a specific like watermelon Jolly Rancher or cherry Jolly Rancher note
I
that
can
I
see
get.
cherry Jolly Rancher. Yeah. Maybe it's rye.
And I get that on ryes sometimes.
I feel like we have been getting a lot of, if things are ryes, we've been getting a lot of sweeter ryes that kind of come across as bourbons to me.
Yeah, I mean, I am most interested in those ryes. So.
That's probably why. Okay, fair enough. That makes sense.
No, overall this smells really sweet, really sugary sweet,
cherry
fruit
Jolly
forward.
Rancher.
Yeah. And there's beyond that there is an ethanol edge. This is packing a punch.
Yeah.
I was about to say something that probably would have got us canceled.
Yeah, let's not do that.
All right. On the palate, cheers.
Oh, hey girl. Okay.
Oh, wow.
So,
okay.
This mostly matches on the palate with what I got on the nose, which, to be honest, very few things do. Very few whiskeys do these days. I don't know. I feel like we've had a long string of...
Like whiskey is like the dating pool back in the day.
Yeah.
It's just let down after let down.
You're swiping on those profiles and the photos
high.
look good, and then you meet them in person and you're like, wah, wah. I feel like we've been getting that a lot with whiskey lately.
I know our audience is big into online dating.
Yeah. But you know what I mean. Neither of us were big into online dating, but we still know what that means. You can understand. But this one actually kind of this is like when you go and you meet the person and you're like, oh, you look just like your photos. Cool. Nice to meet you.
Everything from the nose transfers to the palate. Big candy, sugary, fruit forward sweetness. And then there's kind of beneath that is this like bedrock of just like a sweet oak, kind of almost like a bit of a cream soda creaminess. It's not really hitting heavy on the spice element. Like there's not a lot of peppery sensation or pop rocks.
Yep.
But there is a decent concentration of flavor.
Everything you're saying, I'm 100% on board with. Maybe not the cream soda part, but everything else, spot on. Yeah,
there's like this little bit of like a vanilla type of creamy vanilla, but it's not creamy on the mouthfeel. It's just kind of creamy in flavor profile. It reminds me of like a vanilla cream soda.
Okay.
Kind of.
Okay.
So I kind of stand by what I said on the first blush of the nose. It could be more of a rye whiskey.
Yeah.
Could be completely wrong. We're not trying to guess.
Doesn't matter if it is. I like what I was getting.
The only reason that I say that sort of stuff is never to guess. I'm trying to relay an experience to you guys. So because you know what we're drinking and we don't, any kind of like input or whatever that we could provide, feedback we could provide on the pours is just another data point that you could use to determine whether you may like it or not. So if that is a rye, it's definitely more my type of rye than your type of rye. You like the herbaceous, minty.
Although I am coming around to ryes that kind of moonlight as bourbon, if you will. Like that would.
I like that. Yeah.
That's
Little Duke Silver.
Yeah.
Not Ron Burgundy. Duke Silver. Ron Swanson, Parks and Rec.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's something I am now. I'm becoming more accustomed to those, and they're pretty good. So, ryes that taste more bourbon-esque, I'm kind of a fan.
All right. Whereas glass 1 was like that candy fruitiness. What do you think about glass 2 on the nose?
It's different. I don't know. I'm so confused right now. Do you have words or thoughts?
I think my eyes said it all. If you could see what I did when I smelled this.
What,
I also have some like dry skin on my lip.
what were they?
We're uncut now.
What were
You're
your-
getting everything. You're getting even the dry skin
What
on the lip.
did your eyes do? Because I wasn't looking at your eyes.
They went like this.
And what does that mean?
Wow. This is dark and rich and sweet and
Yeah.
oh, it smells so good.
It smells it smells less sweet to me than the first one, and a little bit more sharp, being like sharp. Like not ethanol, which probably is ethanol, but to me it translates as like a sharper blade. If this was this is a butter knife, this is a steak knife.
Okay. I'm not getting that at all.
Okay.
I got more sharpness on glass 1. This to me is dark, rich, brown sugar, like kind of charred caramel, like a brulee type of top. The only thing in here that I'll say is a little different is there is a woody element in it that's a little bit more like a dry wood.
Maybe that's what I'm getting. That's translating to me as sharpness.
Maybe.
Is more of the woody element.
Yeah, it's that's the only thing in here that's throwing me off, and I didn't get it until subsequent smells.
This is Woody. This is Buzz Lightyear. Just saying. Let's drink.
She's right.
This tastes like something familiar.
Wow. That you know what that reminded me of? This is gonna make sense to absolutely nobody. I used to do Mecca sound quality competitions back in the late 90s to early 2000s. Even went to World Championship and missed my class win.
So for people who don't know what that means, that's car stereo.
Yes, car stereo sound quality competition.
Yes.
So a judge would sit in the driver's seat and there was a reference CD that you would play, and I fiberglass fashioned. I took out panels and installed speaker rings and used laser pointers and aimed the speakers and did all this stuff with EQing and time delay on speakers and phase and all this stuff.
I love you. Get to the point.
And all that. So went to World Championships.
Yep.
Lost by installation points. A guy beat me out on installation points. I
Because
had
his
the best,
installation was like nicer looking.
nicer and more well documented than mine was. Mine, I beat him in sound quality score, but he beat me out on installation by it was 0.7 of a point is what it ended up being the difference. Anyways, in addition to that, there was the sound pressure level competitions. And after drinking glass 1 and going to glass 2, what this reminded me of was when people would be in those SPL built vehicles that had like 815s in the back, and they were concrete Chevy Astro vans, essentially. And the bass would hit, and it's like, let the bass drop. And people's hair is just like, your hair would be flapping in the wind and all that stuff. This dropped the bass on glass 1.
Meaning?
The bass.
In layman's terms.
The deepness.
There's more depth.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's
Cool.
more depth.
Cool story, bro.
If you're still here, there's a lot of brown sugar and molasses.
I did enjoy that story because I did know that you used to do that.
Yeah.
Which is why I was trying to help explain. Gotta love Josh. If you're a longtime viewer, he likes to use his words. And we love him for that.
Man, brown sugar, molasses, like sweet molasses, because sometimes molasses can be kind of bitter, but that's like sweet. Oh, it's almost like velvety.
You're falling in love with this glass right now.
Okay, here, I will say this.
Okay.
It isn't my favorite flavor profile, but for what it is crazy enjoyable to me.
Yeah.
And it is my strong preference right now, but we do take time to clear our palates and all that stuff. Do you have any thoughts on glass 2? I feel like I kind of overtook the conversation.
Yeah, and that's okay because I don't have any strong thoughts. Like, I like it. It just feels kind of dark. And the finish actually is kind of still lingering. And initial impressions, I think I might like glass 1 better, but I couldn't tell you why.
Okay.
So don't ask, because I can't tell you.
Anytime you're doing a blind tasting, what we always want to recommend is that you develop your first impressions for sure. Drink some water, as we both just did. Clear your palates. Take a minute. Let them reset. And then revisit in a different order. Or what I often like to do is go from what I think is my least favorite to my most favorite to see if each pour gets better. But in this context, we just go back from glass 2 first, then to glass 1.
Because what you taste first or before something could inform what you taste the next thing. So
Right.
what glass 1 could have informed how we perceived glass 2.
Yeah.
And so we want to make sure we taste glass 2 first on its own and then taste glass 1. And then maybe that will change how we perceive glass 1 because of what we tasted on glass 2.
Yeah. We also want to make sure we tell you about our Patreon community. Because if you're watching this and you're liking the content and you like our vibe and all that stuff, then you're probably going to like our Patreon community. If you're good people and you like good whiskey, that's what we're all about. And that's what our community is all about. So the way you get plugged into that is through Patreon, linked in the video description below. And I think I'm going to start putting in a pinned comment as well, so it's easier to find.
Oh, that's good.
It'll be down there. You can click through, check out what we offer. The $3 tier gets you involved in our Discord community, which is the best dang whiskey community on planet Earth.
The Discord community is like the bee's knees. Like that's worth $3.
It's the most valuable thing we offer. And we realize, $3, you could save that. Just don't buy a soda. Skip the vending machine one time a month. You could get plugged in. But you don't have to if you don't want to. You're going to get this content here on YouTube for free.
Yep.
But if you want to get plugged in, that small bit helps support the channel, and it makes sure that everybody that's a part of that community is at least invested a little bit. So we're not having jerks and trolls and all that stuff over there. You just don't have any of that, and we don't deal with any of that. So that's the beauty of that. And also that's where we release our barrel picks. As you go up in the tiers, you get quicker access to our barrel picks. But most of our picks do make it to all tiers. However, some do sell out faster than others. Just depends on what it is. But even in those higher tiers, you can come with us on barrel picks. We have virtual tasting events every month that happen over on Patreon.
You do pop-up live streams like all the time
that
are more whiskey nerdy. So if you're more into that, which I am not, which is why I'm not on them, Josh does them all the time.
I think as the kids would say, our Patreon is on and popping.
Is that what they say?
I think so.
Does it have Riz or whatever?
Let's get back in the glass too. Our Patreon's got Riz. Check it out.
Oh my gosh, it's probably not even what people say anymore.
Yeah, this video comes out 2 weeks later.
We're so old.
This video comes out 2 weeks after we record it. Everything's already outdated.
Yeah.
Math checks out.
Oh. Okay,
Man.
glass 2 on the nose smells so good. It smells like an old Abraham Lincoln cabin on the nose.
Yeah, this actually just smells like Abraham Lincoln himself from back in the day. If you could smell him, probably like this.
Yeah, probably.
Little dry, but other than that, just
oaky
goodness.
Okay, this is good. Tasting it first, this is good. I do think for me, it got an unfair shake.
I mean, to be fair, coming off of the fruity sugariness of glass 1, this is different. This is way more. Look, I don't know if we're dealing with rye or bourbon. This tastes very Kentucky-ish.
I don't care if it's rye or bourbon. It's good.
Very brown sugar forward. Very molasses, caramel, like dark caramel.
Yeah, this is
even
good.
A little butterscotchiness in there.
Tasting it first is good. Like that's to the power of tasting one thing in one order and then going back, because that did not get a fair shake for me the first time around. Yeah,
and again, I want to highlight it's kind of velvety. Like it's not super oily. It's not thin either, though. It's kind of in this middle ground of kind of velvety.
For me, that feels fairly balanced.
Yeah,
like,
it does. It's very balanced.
Oaky, yes. Sweet, yes. Spicy, kind of. Proofy, probably. Like, it's... Everything's there, but I just don't know in what quantities.
All right, I'm back to getting that ethanol edge on this glass, but it smells really good.
It smells really good to me, too.
So what this brings the second visit is it's bringing a little bit more of like a vanilla buttercream.
Yeah, buttercream.
Frosting type of sweetness. A brighter, lighter, sugary.
I'm getting cream cheese frosting.
Yeah, I could go with that as well. Cheers. Last one.
What I don't like is these ones that are hard. Like
this is a tough head-to-head.
Where they're both good. I want ones that are like obvious loser and winner.
Yeah, I want both of these. I'm gonna be honest. Look, a lot of our matchups are allocated versus available.
Okay.
So the only hope I have here is that one of these is available because I want both of them. So if the allocated one is hard to find, that's a bummer. I don't know why these would be paired up against each other because one of them is like bright, fruity, sweet. The other one, and also I'm speaking of glass one, bright, fruity, sweet, vanilla frosting, sweet, cream cheese, whatever. Second glass it's all about the base. It's let the bass drop.
Yeah, but it's also balanced.
It is.
It's not.
It is.
Like, it's not too much bass.
Correct. Yeah.
There's an obvious bass note there,
Yeah.
but it's not like busting my eardrums.
Right. This is tough.
Wow, this is really difficult. This is the part that we normally cut out of these videos. This whole like back and forth part because, gosh.
Let me ask you this. Do you have a rating for both glasses? That's the easiest thing, to rate them. I'm going to give them the same rating. I just don't know which one I prefer.
Yeah, I think I have...
They're both thumbs up for me. Strong thumbs up on both of them. And if there's a lot of value here, once we find out the price, before we find out what we're drinking...
Like getting hot and nervous.
I would go to 2 thumbs up if there's high value on one of these.
Okay, I'm sorry, y'all. I'm like feeling warm. I don't know why. Because we're doing this on camera now, I feel pressure.
Uncut. We've always been on camera.
Well, like, because we're doing this part on camera, this middle part where we...
Yes.
It makes me feel nervous.
And
I feel like I'm going to do the wrong thing.
No, here's what we should speak to. This is why I think it's better for us to do it uncut nowadays. Number one, because that fits our life schedule way better, because I'm working more hours and I'm the video editor.
Faster, yeah.
So I can literally do an entire week's worth of content in half the time it took me to do one video before. So there's that. But if conversationally hanging out like this, one of these doesn't stand out over the other one, that speaks volumes. If one of these is supposed to be massively better than the other.
No, they're both good.
If we got to sit around for 5 minutes with our eyes closed to figure out which one's better, how much better is it really?
They're
not
the same.
They feel like light side, dark side.
But I like both of them equally.
Yeah.
I am going to give them both a thumbs up, but I do think I have preference to glass 2 because it's darker.
Yeah.
And I find that I am liking that more now than I used to. A darker flavor profile.
And we're going to find out the price here in just a second and then do the reveal. I will say I prefer glass 2 as well, so we're the same across the board. We're both thumbs up on both of these pours. We both slightly prefer glass 2 because it's darker and a little more rich.
Yeah.
The reason why I prefer that, just from also a personal preference standpoint, there is that, but there are less things that do this than that do this.
That's a good point.
And I think there are a lot of things that do this kind of bright, sweet, light deliciousness thing. It's harder to get darker. So,
I mean, obviously, by my skin tone.
All right. So let's find out price first and see if that changes how we feel.
Okay.
We're both thumbs up on both of them.
Okay.
Glass number 1 and our key is number 27.
27.
So price on glass 1.
Wow. Okay.
What?
Well, that's $275.
Oh, I was gonna say 150. It drinks.
I mean, full disclosure, they're both over $100. This one is $275.
Yeah. That's a big boy pour.
Glass 2
probably expensive.
Is $125.
Really?
So, okay, here's the discrepancy. Because if you just were like $125, I'd be like, whoa, that's so expensive. But when you compare it to a $275 bottle, that feels cheap. It's not. It's not cheap. $125 is still $125. But in comparison to $275, it is very inexpensive. So this is where like you have that whole like,
Don't go far with that. We need it for the review.
Oh, sociology aspect of things, psychology aspect of things. Not sure
that's what either one of those words mean, but...
Psychology. Sociology is people groups, study of people groups.
Okay. Here, let's just narrow it down. What's your ratings now knowing the price?
Knowing the price, this is a head-to-head. So we're speaking directly to this. This, thumbs down. Glass 1. Thumbs down.
I'm gonna go
for
just.
the price.
I'm gonna go just okay because I would love to have this experience. So I would buy a pour in a bar or something like
I
that.
can get that experience for way cheaper.
Okay.
Thumbs down.
Okay.
That I'm saying thumbs up for $125.
Yeah.
It's to your point. You can't get this experience all the time with most things.
No.
$125 is not cheap, but it's also, I feel like, a fair price for what I was drinking. So thumbs up.
All right. So your thumbs down on glass 1.
Yep.
I'm just okay.
Okay.
I think there's a lot going on in there that's very good. I see the price tag. I just don't want to pay it, but that's the just okay. Glass number 2, your thumbs up. I'm thumbs up at $125. Very good pour, dark, rich, sweet.
Keep in mind, we're thumbs up at $125
Yeah.
because this is being compared to a $275 product.
Nah, I think I'd say thumbs up. I really enjoy that profile.
I might, but honestly, I'm cheap, and if it was the most expensive part of this pour,
You might rank it down.
I might
yeah.
rank it down.
All right. Let's find
Just
out.
being
What
honest.
glass 1, our least preferred. Number 27. What are we drinking in glass number 1?
Oh, whoa.
I have no clue what to expect.
Wild Turkey Master's Keep Triumph
In glass 1?
in glass 1.
27? That's a rye. 104 proof?
Yep.
Wow. That's a 10-year Wild Turkey rye. I said rye, but it definitely comes across like Kentucky.
It's sweet.
Bright, sweet, vanilla frosting. All the math checks out. What in the world's glass 2?
Michter's Barrel Proof Rye. What the actual heck? It's 110 proof, and both of these are thanks to Justin Williams, so thank you, Justin.
Oh, man.
Dadgummit.
Okay. So,
Dadgummit.
why is this interesting?
Holy moly.
We love Wild Turkey, and
Yep.
we love Michter's.
Yeah.
We especially love Michter's Ryes, kind of over their bourbons,
Yep.
at least in barrel strength format. Well, actually, that's not true. We really love all barrel strength Michter's everything. To be fair.
Barrel strength Michter's is pretty tasty in my opinion.
Yes. And we do like the 10-year bourbon and 10-year rye well enough, but they don't. We like proof more than if we have to pick age versus proof, we're going to pick proof every time. Even over in our Patreon community, we did a blind flight night with a bunch of people where what the pours ended up being were 2 Jack Daniels, Tennessee whiskey, and rye barrel proof versus Michter's 10-year rye and Michter's 10-year bourbon. And literally everyone picked proof over age, the Jack Daniel stuff over the Michter stuff. But Michter's barrel proof stuff is very, 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 very good.
Yep.
I would love to see how this would stack up against the Jack Daniels barrel proof rye that we tried in that flight. A lot of people gave Wild Turkey flack about this Cornerstone, or not Cornerstone, that was the previous
Triumph.
release. Triumph. Very good.
Yeah.
Very, very, very good.
And tasting it first, I liked it better than the Michter's.
Yeah, which the biggest criticism against Triumph, some people didn't love the profile, but the biggest criticism was the price tag. I think that's warranted.
Dude, yeah, for sure.
But it's good. It's
but
good. But you can get
that's a lot.
But you can get Michter's. But again, the Michter's barrel proof ryes.
$275 is so much.
It is so much. It's so
like,
much.
dude, like that's more than Foursquare.
It's so much.
That's
yeah.
more like it's too much.
For $275.
I'm not gonna lie, it's too much.
For $275, I am taking that money and putting other money with it and getting a Russell's 15.
$275 at retail.
Yeah. Again,
That's too much.
I'm taking this money and putting it at this price tag. If I'm going to put $275 on a bottle of whiskey, I'm already close enough to getting a Russell's 15, which I think is the best thing Wild Turkey has released since I've been drinking whiskey in the last 20 years. I'm buying a Russell's 15 instead.
Fair.
For $450 or $500. I don't care. That's one of the only bottles I would ever do that with because that's how much I like it.
And
this right here,
and I
know I like it. Yes.
That's the thing. You're not gambling on the fact that maybe I'll like it. You know, you've had it. You know you like it.
But I'm buying Michter's barrel proof, anything bourbon or rye, all the time. We just the Michter's profile hits us just right, especially at barrel proof. So super fun head to head. Both of these kind of hard to find. Hopefully, you know, I know there can be frustration around videos like this, like, oh, there's 2 hard to find products and they're gushing about them and all this and that and the other.
Yeah.
I hear you. I see you. That opinion is very valid. We put these in here sometimes just to keep us on our own toes. We don't want every matchup to be available versus allocated because we can't expect that one of the pours is going to be quote unquote better or more desirable. This is a little bit of a curveball and it kind of existed to show you, do these quote unquote special products actually come across as special when we don't know what we're drinking. I think these two kind of did, but what you saw here play out was the value proposition of each product. So
Yeah.
hopefully that's worth something to you. And if you do feel like that's the case, think about subscribing to the channel. Give the video a thumbs up if you liked it. Check out our Patreon. You can check out shirts like this down in the video description below. All that Patreon, shirts, blah, 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 linked down below in a pinned comment. Check it all out.
Yep.
Thanks for being here. This was fun.
Thank you for watching. We really enjoyed like spending time with you, and leave some comments down below.
Yeah.
We really like talking with you guys, so hang out with us and be good to each other. And until next time.
Cheers. You gotta smell this blend. Wow.
Can I taste it?
I haven't tasted it yet, but it smells awesome.
Oh, it does. But it kind of
It's like the best of both worlds.
My nose hairs a little bit.
Try
Also, I
this.
think I just got my... Ooh, I got my Amazon delivery. I got some fabric cutting scissors. I'm so excited.
So the nose of the blend is better than either nose, I think. But the palate,
It's fine.
I would take the Michter's over that.
Yep.
I'd probably take the Triumph over that too.
I feel like
Palate didn't work.
I feel like mixing the two decreased the darkness of the mixtures.
It took away what made both of them special in their own right.
Yeah, I agree.
All right, go get your fabric cutting scissors.
Okay.